Welcome aboard, everybody. I'm JD.
And I'm Gail.
And you're tuned in to the Sneaky Bastards. I'm Sneaky Bastard 1.
And I'm Sneaky Bastard 2.
And you are tuned in to the Sneaky Bastards. Now, we have a cornucopia of news items for you today. News and views you can use, and we're going to fly through them. This is an update not only on the coronavirus or the, what do they call it now, COVID-19?
COVID-19, sun disease.
We have all kinds of things going on. There's stuff going on in Iran and Iraq. There's stuff going on here in the USA. There's stuff happening everywhere, and we're going to try to hit as much as we can. Where do we start? Coronavirus or
Sure,
the economy? I mean, there are all kinds of things going on in this video. We'll make it a short video, but we're going to cover a lot of stuff. So let's take it off. Where do we start?
You want to do the economy first?
That's the show. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, proceed. You're going to do your intro thing.
We haven't. No, I don't have the intro on this one.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just, hey, we're here on a beautiful day here in the swamps of Central Florida, and if you're just tuning in for the first time, we just, like we say, we give you news and views that you can use, and we're going to do a quick update on the coronavirus. If you're planning on getting toilet paper, too late, they're gone. Maybe we'll start doing updates on where you can find toilet paper at. Again, this is a viral infection of the lungs. This is not, like they say, this is not a Chipotle virus or whatever where you need tons of toilet paper. So stop buying the toilet paper. Okay, that's the first thing. Stop buying all the toilet paper.
I'll tell you what you can do.
You're just gonna make the prices rise, and then we all suffer.
Go buy a bidet attachment.
That's it. Bidets ought to be the big thing right now. Okay.
Well, really, it should be, because you don't need toilet paper.
All right, I'm going to put out my view on this because we had a discussion here before we get the show going about how bad this virus is, this coronavirus, this COVID-19, whatever it is. Look, people, it's a very bad flu.
They're in need
of
blood.
It's a very bad flu. People under the age of 45, you're not going to die. Very few cases of people under 45. Hush, you're going to die. Now, if you're his age, or if you have a compromised immune system,
correct,
you're probably going to die if you catch it. All right? So we don't want Gail over here to catch the coronavirus because he's at that age where it might affect him. But if you're healthy, young, and a nice 35-year-old like me,
there you go.
You're not going to be, I'm going to get a bad cold, and I'm going to make my wife suffer a little bit by getting me coffee and lunch and dinner like I normally do anyway.
Honey, I've got a headache.
Yeah. So, even though they're saying it's 10 times more lethal than a flu or whatever, it's only that for older folks or people with compromised immune systems. So don't panic, please. Okay? So I just want to put that out there. It's bad, but it's not as bad as you think it is. All right, I got my say. Now, you should tell me how lethal this thing is.
Everybody says it's just the flu. Well, the flu only kills like 0.25%. This kills up to 3%. Well, if you take and you add the numbers. Okay, so let's say we got 300 million people. That would be 300,000 if it's 3%. Where the flu only kills like 60,000. Okay. In that respect, yes, it is much worse than a flu. It is more virulent and spreading than a regular flu, because if it's on like countertops or something else, doorknobs and everything else, the virus can stay up to 9 days active on surfaces, where the flu doesn't do that. You could take and do a quick wipe down or have UV or something like that and get rid of it right away. To kill the coronavirus, you have to take UV and hold it over for 3 minutes before UV will kill the coronavirus.
All right, but then again, if you're an old fogey,
over 55.
If you're
an 35,
old fogey, you need to be concerned. If you're in the prime of your life, 25 to 30, you're okay. You're going to get sick. You're going to sneeze a little bit, and snot's going to come out your nose, okay? But you're going to be just fine. But there is something very, very bad with this virus, okay? And it has nothing to do with your body health, but it has a lot to do with your economic health. This virus is going to cause more suicides than probably death from the virus itself. Now, what am I talking about? Right now, everybody in this country is worried about going out in public, and they're starting to stay home and self-quarantine, which is a good thing. Unless you run a business. This is going to be devastating for the mom and pop businesses out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Devastating. This is going to cause multiple, if not millions, of bankruptcies. And we've all seen the news, and you see it every couple of weeks where some guy or some woman or whatever will kill her family or his family because of economics, because of they're just so far in debt. And this is what's going to really hurt America, is we're so afraid to go out and do commerce that your mom and pop businesses are going to go bankrupt, and the government is not concerned about mom and pop businesses. They're concerned about big corporations and banks because they don't want the financial system. But imagine all the mom and pop little stores that you used to see on the side of the road. They're not going to be there in 4 or 5 weeks. They're going to be bankrupt. They're not going to be able to get the loans they need to carry on. And
Correct.
A lot of these families, they're not going to be hurt from the virus itself, but they're going to be hurt by the economic impact that this virus is going to cause. A lot of mom and pop stores are going to go bankrupt. They're not going to know what to do, and you're going to. I bet you right now that the suicide rate will going to skyrocket in the next 6 months.
Oh, absolutely. Because see, most of your mom and pops, believe it or not, they go to Costco's and Sam's to buy a lot of their supplies for the mom and pop's places.
Exactly.
And if everybody's going to Sam's and Costco's buying up all the supplies, then the local mom and pop's convenience stores or small stores or the ones that have stuff at flea markets that sell stuff, they are not going to be able to have any products. So they're going to fold up.
Yeah.
And if and until the banks were to collapse, the banks are going to pull in their loans and close them.
Yes.
There's the economic problem.
But here on the Sneaky Bastards, we have a plan. Now, we don't have a way to help you survive the virus itself. That's just basic home economics. Clean, wash your hands, stay away from sick people, don't sneeze on people. But
yeah, wipe off your countertops, wipe off the doorknobs and the handles for your sinks and stuff like that.
Yeah, that will help. But we want to help your community, and we've come up with a solution to help your community because your mom and pop stores need it, okay? And you got to remember, 3/4 of the business in this country is mom and pop stores?
Yeah, small business, yes.
Business.
Yes.
The best thing you can do right now, if you're afraid to go out and have a dinner, or you're afraid to go see a movie, or you're afraid to go see a concert, the best thing you can do right now is please go buy a gift certificate from your favorite restaurant or two. Buy a gift certificate and say, look, I'm kind of scared to come right now and be out in public, but I'll buy a gift certificate and I'll come back here in 2 or 3 weeks when things settle down.
Correct.
But in the meantime, this will help your mom and pop store.
If nothing else, go by the mom and pop store. Mm-hmm. Not the big ones. Go by the mom and pop store, get a couple gallons of gas, and even if you don't want it, get a hot dog there. Just,
Or a gift certificate. Say, look, I'll come back here in a couple of weeks, but can you give me a $20 gift certificate? This will help them out in the meantime. The government's not going to help them. You can help your community by going buying.
That's called business competition.
That's it. And we just want to make sure, like I said, I right now predict that there will be more bankruptcies and suicides in the next 6 months than there will be of people dying from this.
Oh yeah, panic
coronavirus.
will kill
Okay.
2 to 3 times more people.
And now that you said panic, I just want to real quick tell you what a pandemic is, because a lot of people think a pandemic means something you see in the Bible, that this is the end of the world. You know, there's a pandemic going on, we're all going to die. The definition of a pandemic is not how many people are going to die, how lethal it is.
Correct.
What a pandemic means is how fast it spreads.
Correct.
And right now, the worst pandemic we have is the news media. They were out there scaring you, telling you you better go buy toilet paper, you better go buy
Hand sanitizer.
hand sanitizer. They don't tell you you better go buy, beer and vodka,
And orange juice to mix it
orange
with.
juice, yeah. But the worst pandemic, what a pandemic means, is easily spread. It doesn't mean it's lethal. It just
Correct.
means it's easily spread, like stupidity. And right now, the biggest pandemic we have is stupidity.
It's
All right?
different than a plague. See, everybody thinks it's because it's a pandemic. They think of plague.
Like the Black Plague or whatever.
Correct. And
You're not going to die.
if you stay healthy, and personally I think that if you take and get yourself all kinds of vitamin C, vitamin D, go outside and get some sunshine, breathe some fresh air, and actually everyone makes fun of it, but go outside in the sunshine if there's a sunshiny day, get out there and do deep breathing exercises to get all the vitamin D and stuff down into your lungs so it heals and fortifies your lungs, because one of the side effects of this sun disease, or sun whatever you want to call it, or we don't want to use COVID too much, although taking YouTube will do their cutting us down stuff.
Is this a flesh-eating virus?
No, that's
it's a
another
bad
thing.
cold.
Bad cold. Okay.
It's much more than a bad cold, because the virus itself is more long-lasting than the common flu virus.
But again, I repeat, more people would be affected by the economics
Oh,
of this than the disease itself, or the virus itself.
I have gotten notices. I have a credit union and I have a regular bank. I have gotten notices from them that if this continues, they're going to shut down their lobbies, and you're only going to be able to deal with them at the drive-up window, just so that their employees can wear gloves, they can take in UV light and cleanse the doggone money that you've given. I mean, China has been doing stuff. They've been pulling in their actual paper cash and trying to sanitize their paper cash so their paper cash doesn't spend. Why are they doing that? Oh, they want to go total digital, for the simple reason if they go total digital, they can track every time you belch or fart.
Well, now that you brought that up, this would be a good time to get into crypto news. Alright. Yeah, here, we're trying to do a show, and the producer over here is trying to get us drunk.
Yeah.
Alright, quick crypto news. Since we're going digital, because, you can't spread the coronavirus through Bitcoin, but you can spend it through the $100 bill.
Yes.
Why is crypto down? Why is Bitcoin down to almost $4,000? What the hell?
Let me tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Actually, Bitcoin's come back a little bit. It's 5,407.
Woo!
Litecoin is 35. Ethereum is 128. Bitcoin Cash is 172.
And of course, we hear right now that Bitcoin it's gone because it's down to 4,000. But if stocks were down this far, which stocks are down pretty much, is this a buying time?
No. I think because when you get your first quarter news, what's going to happen is they're going to have to report that they've got, like Apple. Apple can't get parts to make their iPhones. All your major corporations are going to have to record a loss for the first quarter. There are people out there trying to game and do the system with derivatives and doing futures and stuff.
Blue.
I
I'm going to go to Walmart real quick.
The
depends on what you want.
I need a phone charger. Is there anything you need?
they are going to take and do.
Yes. Loaf of bread.
Did you lose your train of thought?
Yes.
We hire a producer
Yeah.
to produce the show, and then gets us off track.
But even using your credit card, if you use your credit card rather than your debit card, you have to touch the keypad. Are they wiping down and cleaning out the keypad all the time? Are you taking and wearing gloves? Or are you using a pencil to punch in your 4-digit code?
I use my X-ray visions of my eyes to activate.
See, the thing with Bitcoin, Litecoin, and stuff like that is like using Apple Pay or Android Pay. Apple Pay and Android Pay, you hook up a credit card and you just take and put your cell phone up to it. You're not touching anything. You're not shaking hands with anybody. It's like I was telling JD. The biggest spread of COVID-19 in South Korea was this gospel preacher, whatever he was. He was in China, came back, and they're one of these churches that everybody has to share the love and all this stuff in the church, and they have to shake hands and hug. That whole church became infected. And the 250 people in that church, it's a proven fact, this isn't theory, it spread to thousands upon thousands of people because of this stuff of going out and shaking hands and hugging everybody. Yes, we can get through this. Yes, you may get it if you're taking your healthy, you eat decent foods, you take your vitamins, the C, the D3, and all kinds of stuff. And I would take, if you've been taking multiple vitamins and stuff like that, take it early in the morning, then take it at night before you go to bed, so you're doubling up on your vitamins.
Okay.
It can't hurt. First off, it won't affect you any-wise.
Well, my question is,
Yeah, I'm getting milk.
do we believe that Bitcoin's going to come back from this?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. That's the main thing. All right.
Because India's Supreme Court ruled over the government that Bitcoin and stuff like that, they're legal now in India. And the central government relented and let the Supreme Court's ruling stand. So, and banks and stuff in Germany are now being licensed to be able to deal in cryptocurrencies at the bank. So they're realizing that they're going to try to go to a cryptocurrency digital type of blockchain money. But they've been caught unawares. They don't have theirs ready to bring out. So Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Monero, and things like that. And to me, the reason why they're down right now is because the ETFs have been flooding the market trying to push it down. It's just like gold and silver and cryptocurrencies are down. Well, if you've been in the market, now I've got my train of thought back.
there you go.
And you've been buying stuff, and you do this thing called futures. If you bet things are going to go up and they go way down, you get what's called a margin call.
Oh, yeah, that's been happening to a lot of people.
And a lot of people, they get a margin call, they're having to sell their gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies to pay off their margin call.
Yep.
Margin calls is a lot of the reason why Bitcoin, Litecoin, all your cryptocurrencies are down and gold and silver are down, because there's something there. They're a limited quantity.
All right, but before we're getting near the end here, because we've been on for a while, now that you brought up banks and some other economic news here, I believe the reason why, gold's down a little bit, silver's down a little bit, Bitcoin's down quite a bit. I believe, and we know the stock market was down quite a bit.
But it come up almost 2,000 points Friday.
Yeah.
But that's because they pumped $1.5 trillion
That's what I was going to bring in.
into the market without even getting Congress approval. In the 07, 08, 09 crisis, they had to go to Congress to pump that much money. The Federal Reserve pumped $1.5 trillion in the market. That's what made it go up 2,000 points or 1,900 points Friday. and they said that they're going to take and pump up to $4 trillion.
We're going to have an economic problem here pretty soon. But real quick,
Hyperinflation.
the reason I brought that up was everybody's wondering why Bitcoin's down, and everybody says this could be the end of Bitcoin because nobody wants to put money into Bitcoin. Well, what's happening is they have driven the price of Bitcoin down, they have driven the price of gold down and silver down.
To keep you in the market.
For what reason?
To keep you in
Because
the market.
now they can buy it at a cheaper rate than it was. They're getting out of stocks. They're going to put all their money into Bitcoin, silver, and gold, and all that is going to skyrocket pretty soon. We do not give financial advice on this show.
Well,
do not
absolutely
take
not.
any of our advice as any kind of financial advice.
6 or 8 months ago,
But-
Warren Buffett got almost all into cash. And all the central banks for the last year and a half, 2 years, have been buying gold.
Yeah, so we're not saying
COVID-19
anything,
is
but
only an excuse.
if you got a few extra dollars, put it into silver, put it into gold, put it into Bitcoin. But again, you didn't hear from us. We do not give financial advice. We need to
Just
end
what
this.
we're doing.
We need to end this. So is there anything we want to end this show on?
Be
Look.
safe. Be safe, and don't. If people are acting crazy, do not start throwing punches and fighting over the last pack of toilet paper
Yeah.
because the cops will arrest you.
And if you're not of the age of Gail over here, you're going to survive the this coronavirus.
If you're in good health.
yeah, if you're in good health. So again, I'm JD.
Because I'm Gail,
You're tuned in to the Sneaky Bastards. I'm Sneaky Bastard 1.
and I'm Sneaky Bastard
And
too.
we just ask you to, you don't have to like us or subscribe to us, but we would like you to share our videos.
Absolutely.
And you can catch us here on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook under Every Bit Matters, under BitChute one of these days, under Steam It one of these days. Steam It, by the way, is being bought by Tron, I think it is.
Really?
Somebody, yeah, I can't
Oh,
remember. Who it is.
wow.
I'll have to read up on it. But a lot of things
share
are
the
happening,
news.
so stay
And go
tuned.
out and look and don't believe us. Go out and don't use Google, don't use Bing, use DuckDuckGo,
DuckDuckGo.
and go out there and see what's really going on.
And help your community. Go buy a gift certificate from one of your mom and pop, pizza places or sub places or whatever. Keep your community healthy. Don't worry about the big guys, and be a little wary of the big banks. Again, thanks for tuning in. You have been listening to the Sneaky Bastards.
Bye.
See ya.
Stay safe, stay healthy.